Shape of Water. It's directed by Guillermo Del Toro and stars Sally Hawkins, Richard Jenkins, Doug Adams, Octavia Spencer, and is the story about a mute woman who works with Octavia Spencer as a janitor that clean up this highly secure science facility, and she encounters an aquatic creature and forms a relationship with this creature. And this is the basic plot for Guillermo's latest film. I wasn't hugely impressed with Pacific Rim. I mean, I did enjoy it, but Guillermo he does these films that do benchmark in cinematography and film and story, and for me that benchmark kind of stopped at Pan's Labyrinth. I love that film. I think it's a masterpiece. For me, it's his best work. There are a couple of others that I've really enjoyed, obviously Hellboy being one of them. I had an expectation, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to be one of those films where Guillermo puts everything into it, and I think that he has done for this film, because not only is he directed, he's written, he's produced, he's at every part of this film he's had a hand in it. So Sally Hawkins plays the lead here, where she plays this mute actress, and
she's deaf?
Mute, sir.
During her cleaning she encounters this creature and starts to form a relationship, and this is where what the story follows. It is set in the 1960s, and rather than the film just concentrating on the love story or the growing relationship between this creature and this mute woman, it concentrates on other themes. I would say that a big theme of this film is what's missing in people's lives, and it really kind of starts to flesh that out. So you got characters in this film who are searching for something, and Sally Jenkins, obviously she's got a void in her life because that she's mute and she's missing something. She finds that in the creature, and the creature, obviously I'll leave you to discover that part of the story, but there are other characters in this film that are searching for things as well, like her neighbor who is an artist, and his storyline is interesting and he's searching for things. And so rather than just being this typical kind of love story, a Beauty and the Beast sort of story, it's brave enough to follow other threads and themes. It's interesting to me that some of those themes that are very hard-hitting, quite strong, are even though it's set in the 1960s, still relevant today, and I thought that was quite brave to do it that way. And it's clever because it doesn't ever take away from the plot of the film, but it kind of draws it into one story, and by the end the whole thing culminates to something quite beautiful. And talking about the beauty of the film, you can't really talk about a Guillermo del Toro film without talking about the visuals. Cinematically, this film is beautiful. Every shot has been well crafted. I'd be surprised if this film doesn't get nominated for multiple awards for cinematography. It deserves it. It's just breathtaking. It tells a visual narrative through the colors in the story and in its cinematography. It does hark to sort of fantasy colors, but it's always grounded because it's set in the 1960s. So you feel like you're almost watching a fantasy fairy tale with a detective story. There are things that I was taken back that I didn't expect to see in this film, like the music. It has a French overtone. In fact, there are times when I thought, is this a musical? There is even a musical number, and even the French typical type of music in the background with the accordion had an interesting tone. It didn't take anything away from it, but I think it just added another layer. And I think that's what's really awesome about this film. It keeps adding layers. It's much deeper than just the typical love story. The acting in this is fantastic, and I think if you're in a Guillermo del Toro film, it'd be hard not to give your best. I think that's partly down to his directing, pulling out what he wants from each actor and really giving them a platform and a place to play with their characters and really get deep into that character and maybe allow them to explore what their character is capable of. And I think that really comes across as on the screen, because the relationships you really believe. So Sally Jenkins, as a cleaner, and the hole that she has in her life with Octavia, you believe their friendship, and you really believe the relationship with the creature and her next door neighbor. And so you've got all these threads with different walks of life that are pulled together so well. And it does take you to a fantasy realm, but like I said, it is grounded because it's of its setting. This is a really great film, and I was gonna put it just in the great and awesome section, but actually I think it deserves to go in the masterpiece section.
This masterpiece.
Simply for its cinematography. It's up there with Blade Runner visually, and the story is great as well. I'm not sure it takes the place of Pan's Labyrinth for me, but very well crafted, and it does have those hard-hitting moments. Again, like you're going along the ride in Pan's Labyrinth, and those who have seen it knows that there are places where you're just like, whoa, did that just happen? And you get that in this. I don't think it could be a Del Toro film without having those moments. Really enjoyed it. It was such a visual feast. So thanks for watching this review of The Shape of Water, and as always, if you enjoyed this review, become a Ruby Tuesday and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're so grateful for you guys to continue watching our reviews and other stuff we've got on the Ruby Tuesday. Love to chat to you guys in the comments, and if there are any other films you'd like me to review that I haven't done yet, you haven't seen on my channel, then please let me know. Okay, bye.